The following program is brought to you by NLTV, the People's Platform.
Aloha mai kako. Welcome to another episode of Ōpio Media Makers. I'm your host, Ashley Kirkwitz, and today we're going to chat with one of our fall 2025 Ho'olono Scholarship awardees. Through this scholarship, we are able to support local Ōpio pursuing careers in business, in storytelling, and basically just having meaningful impact on community. My guest today is Hayate Moro. He is a student at the University of Hawaii at Hilo, double majoring in finance and digital marketing. He is also the founder and president of the Visionary Business Club. He's a creator, an entrepreneur, and a connector who's passionate about building opportunities right here in Hawaii and showing young people that, hey, it is possible to make it here in the islands. Welcome, Hayate.
Thank you. Mahalo.
So excited to chat with you. First off, congratulations on being awarded the scholarship. Tell us what it was like when you were notified. What did you feel?
It was actually on my dad's birthday.
Oh, cute.
And I think on the application, it said a different date, and that date has passed. And so I actually thought I didn't get the scholarship.
Oh.
And so I kind of forgot about it. I was grinding school, my own projects. And then as soon as I got your text at 8 a.m. in the morning, I'm like, no way. But it wasn't like a excitement right there and then. I was like, no way, no way, no way. And then as soon as I checked my email, read the letter, a big sigh. Like, I think the week prior, I was like just working 6 days out of the week, just grind. So when I saw that letter, I was like, I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, this feels really nice. And I think I shot you a text.
Yeah, you did. Thank you for responding. I was just so impressed. The whole committee was so impressed with everything that you've been able to achieve in the short span of time that you've been at the university. And now you're pursuing kind of like media as you know your academic journey, but it wasn't always the case. I think when you were in California, you were actually pursuing, is it environmental science or environmental policy? What was it that caused you to make that shift and realize that media was actually your passion?
Right. I actually graduated with the environmental science degree at Cal Poly SLO.
Okay.
And I felt like all 4 years in college at Cal Poly, I was always like, is this really what I want to do? Elementary school, I think, I was raised in an ideal family, and a lot of students and my classmates and teachers, they kind of saw like the potential in me a little bit. But in college, when I was pursuing environmental science, I didn't really get the same vibe of like, oh, Hayate's going somewhere. So I knew I wasn't doing what I wanted to be doing. I wasn't shining a little bit like how I was in elementary school maybe. And so I think this is like something that a lot of college students kind of can relate to. They feel lost. I was completely lost. I was like always questioning myself, what do I want to do in life? I was lost, but then when I'm lost, I will always go on social media and I'll always see those social media influencers. And I would always tell myself, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do that. And I think the turning point a little bit was when the director of the environmental science, Dr. Chappelle, he made us do an assignment in his class. He said, make 3 career paths. And one of them could be something could be completely different than your major.
Not related
at all. And so the first one was, most realistic, probably work at an environmental science consulting company. Second one was environmental lawyer, just kind of like, oh, I need to praise my parents. And then the third one, I was like, you know what? If I could dream and like, if nothing is stopping me, I would be a social media influencer, traveling the world, making YouTube and social media videos, a content creator. And that kind of was like the little bit of seed in me that was always like, oh, I want to do this, but I was never taking the step to actually make that dream happen until I met this guy named Mindset Guy, Justin Ho. He came in as a freshman when I was a senior, and he was the complete opposite of a dreamer. He was a doer. So he filmed, he video edited, and he posted. And I've seen his account go from 10,000 followers to 30,000 followers, and now he's over 1 million followers. And I told myself, if I do exactly what he's doing, I will be able to be like him. And he told me, like, if you help me start a club on campus called the Mindset Club, I will teach you how to become a content creator yourself. And after we created the Mindset Club, he taught me everything. And the hardest part was starting. And as soon as I started, everything started to change. Like, I stopped becoming a dreamer of wanting to become a social media influencer to just hitting that record button, uh, video editing, and just posting. As cringy as I thought the video was, I just started posting. And that one summer or I think it was winter break or summer break, I just told myself I'm going to post every single day. And in 1 year, I generated over 10 million views. And I'm like, wow, this is the difference between a dreamer and a doer. And so,
Yeah, that's amazing. I think there's so much about writing your idea down first,
mhm,
and it gives you like a sense of like permission, right? Like you've put out this idea that I want to be a media influencer.
mhm,
And
mhm,
then your subconscious kind of has that
right.
information. And then you start making decisions
Mhm,
and creating priorities around pursuing that. And I feel like it's totally unlocked more opportunities for you. You met the mindset guy
mhm,
and then you started the club, but then also you started your own club, Visionary Business Club. And that was
right.
to get folks to see how incredible
Mhm,
Hawaii is. So you've done like networking raves. Tell me all about what that whole club is about
right,
and
right,
what you
right.
folks are working on.
So when I was a senior, I started the Mindset Club, and that Mindset Club with Justin Ho as president, I was vice president. It was more of like a self-development club where we'll try to teach students on how to live college in a purpose way.
Mm.
If you're feeling lost, okay, what can you do? Have a planner, write your to-do list. My mom used to say, if you're feeling lost, as long as you're moving forward, somewhere in the path, something will connect.
Mhm.
And so I was bummed because I was a senior in college, starting mine as a club. I really believed in the club, but I had to graduate. And so when I realized I wanted to pursue in digital media and business, when I came to UH Hilo, that gave me a second chance. I'm like, I'm
Mm.
gonna create a part two of the Mindset Club at UH Hilo. And that's why I founded the Visionary Business Club. But not only where we were the focus of Visionary Business Club is, creating digital media, social media, viral type content to help uplift the local businesses, nonprofits.
Mhm.
But in deep down, I knew that this club wasn't just for business. It was for those students who had a dream but didn't know how to do it.
Mm.
So, and also like just creating a community where I also felt like I didn't want to go towards the drinking, smoking, partying when people said, "Oh, there's nothing to do on the island." I saw a lot of people go towards that type of fun and activities. I was
Mm.
like, I don't want to do that. I get so much joy out of doing something that like a entrepreneur would do, like that
Mhm.
entrepreneurial mindset of waking up early, reading a book, uh, going to church, and surrounding yourself with people who would do good. And so I saw so many students go towards like partying, smoking, drinking, and I'm like, I don't want to do that. I want to create a community where we help each other out, we build the mindset that we want. And so that Visionary Business Club is a place for not just college students, but also high schoolers to maybe look forward to into the future. And I think social media is the thing that like grabs their attention.
Mhm. I love how conscious you are about what you consume, right? What you're looking at,
Mhm.
what you're reading, what you're putting into your body, right? Because it shows up in how the world sees you and how you're able to kind of present yourself. So I love that you're fueling yourself with only the most positive things. Some of your content also has an infusion of like your identity and
Mhm.
culture. And so like what do you like to tell? What kind of stories?
That's a hard question because I think every single person has a unique story.
Mhm.
And I think that kind of explains who I am. There's a quote by Bill Nye. He says, anyone you will ever meet knows something you don't. And
Mhm.
so, any stranger that I meet in front of me, what is that?
Mana'o.
What is that? Yeah.
Right.
What is that story? What is that like? a hidden treasure inside of them that I don't know. And so every time I walk on UH campus or anywhere and I see people that I don't know, or usually like the ones who are kind of alone, sitting by themselves, I'll go up and be like, hey, like, tell me your life story. Like,
Do they freak out when you say that? Do you have like a little
I
hidden
have
camera?
a camera, so that's always my excuse.
Uh-huh.
So I always have my Sony A7 Mark III carrying around. And I think everyone kind of knows I'm the guy who's always pointing cameras. And so I'll feel the vibe if they're not like feeling it. So I'll be like, oh, I'm not like trying to shoot. I'm just kind of getting to know you a little bit. But yeah, it's fun for me because it's always a treasure hunt, always trying to find that hidden gem inside of people. And those are the stories that I think is interesting. So I'd want to share it to the entire world.
You help to uncover and share that
Exactly,
with folks.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so great. I love that approach. In your application, you talked about when you visited Waikea Elementary and the kids there were so stoked to learn that you were a TikToker.
Right.
What did that moment teach you about the power of media, but also the ability to inspire the younger generation?
Right. I think there's a negative stigma in watching social media videos, and I understand that if you watch social media for hours and hours and you do nothing about it, that's called procrastination. But so many people like watching social media. I love watching social media videos, and I was hiking a little bit addicted. And every time I would, watch hours and hours of the videos and do nothing, I'll feel the guiltiness. But I changed my perspective that if I watch the videos, but I do something with it, I create my own videos, then you can change your brain that all of the doom scrolling isn't procrastination, you're doing research. And so that's kind of the thing that I want to teach the younger generations. If you love seeing social media videos for hours and hours, if you do nothing, that becomes procrastination. But if you do something out of it, then it's like doing your homework. And I think the younger generation is so good at marketing and they don't even realize it. Like, they're so good at knowing what's good content, what's bad content. And so when I went to Waikea Elementary, I'm not gonna lie, they were so rowdy. They were like throwing food to the staff members. But when they heard that I was a TikToker and I sat down and honestly not treating them as a child, but like how I would talk to any college student, like sitting down face to face, they're asking me questions. Oh, how do you do this? How do you do this? I'm like, okay, you like social media? What do you want to make? What do you want to make? What kind of videos do you want to make? And I'll hear their stories, and then I'll tell them, like, try to plant a little seed in them. Okay, I love your idea. Let's make it happen. So what are you going to do to make that video? Or what are you going to do to become a social media influencer in the future?
So they're not just dreaming, but they're actually like doing something about it.
Yeah. And you can totally tell those eyes like sparkle. And if you really sat down and instead of telling them, hey, stop watching social media, be like, oh, I'm like, continue to watch those. Try to find a way to make that useful. Then that way, there's not going to be any guilt in watching social media, and your parents might actually praise you for being on your phone for hours.
You're so funny. I love how you're like, okay, doom scrolling is the research. And if I do something about it, it's like development. Hayate, I am just so incredibly impressed with you. Thank you for sharing your story. You come with so much incredible energy. I love the community that you are building at the college and like in this wider islands community. Thanks for taking the time to connect with us. Listeners, we appreciate you tuning in once again. If you want to learn more about the Ho'olono Scholarship, make a donation, or even catch up on our previous episodes, head to naleo.tv/scholarship for more. Until next time, I'm Ashley Kirkowitz.
I'm Hayate Moro.
Ahui ho.